The Big Brain Book, an alphabetical guide to knowledge.
Science. The good thing about science is that it's true whether or not you believe in it. Neil deGrasse Tyson. The word science comes to us from the Latin word scientia, which means knowledge. Through experimenting and observing, scientists have learned about our organic and inorganic natural world. Ancient scientists developed techniques that are still used to this day, allowing modern scientists to continue making discoveries for future benefits. A. Amino acids. Amino acids are molecules that will combine to form proteins. These amino acids and proteins are used by your body to help it function properly. They boost your immune system, help build muscle, and are a great energy source. Your body makes hundreds of amino acids, but it cannot make all 9 that your body needs. These essential amino acids can only be consumed from foods. Tryptophan helps maintain your body's correct nitrogen balance and comes from sources such as salmon, turkey, eggs, and nuts. Lysine helps with the production of hormones as your body continues to grow, and can be found in avocados, apricots, beets, and pears. B. Bioluminescence. Bioluminescence is the chemical emission of light by living organisms. It's found in fireflies, some species of fungi, and fish living in the deep sea. It's used for many different purposes. Fireflies use it to communicate and to find mates on warm summer nights. The anglerfish, living in complete darkness in the deep ocean, uses it to attract prey by dangling a glowing lure on their head. C. Chemistry. The word chemistry comes directly from the word alchemy. The earliest documented alchemy practices are found in ancient Egypt, where the word chem, referring to the fertile Nile soil, is considered the root of alchemy. Alchemists were trying to discover the philosopher's stone, a mythical substance believed to be able to transform metals such as copper and lead into more valued metals like gold and silver. They eventually focused their time and efforts on a pharmaceutical preparation known as the elixir of life that could cure any disease and prevent death. D. Decay. Decay is the slow, natural breaking down of dead plant and animal matter. Vultures are part of the food chain, and as scavengers, they play a role in nature when they devour dead animals and start the process of decomposition. The remaining bones will be consumed by bacteria and eventually returned to the earth. This helps plants to grow healthy by adding minerals directly into the soil. Eventually, the new plants will be eaten and provide food for other animals. A. Echolocation. Echolocation is identifying objects using reflected sound waves. Bats play an important role in our ecosystems. Using echolocation, they are able to find mosquitoes or moths in total darkness. Other species that use echolocation for navigation or finding food sources are dolphins, killer whales, and the nocturnal oilbird, which roosts in caves during the day and plucks fruit from trees in the South American jungle. F. Flora. The plants of a particular region or habitat are called flora. They interact with each other and surrounding fauna, animal life, to form a particular ecosystem in their environment. Each ecosystem has evolved and adapted its own unique skills of evolution and reproductive characteristics. Over time, that has helped plant species survive and flourish. The corpse flower, a native plant of Borneo, looks and smells like rotting flesh to attract flies and insects. The insects then move from flower to flower, pollinating each plant to ensure the plant species' survival. G. Gastric juice. A thin, virtually colorless acidic fluid made up of pepsin, lipase, and hydrochloric acid. It is secreted by the stomach glands and helps in promoting digestion. Humans digest food in several hours, but an anaconda might take several weeks to digest large meals like a capybara or tapir. Letter H. Horticulture. Horticulture is a branch of agriculture involving the science of growing fruits, vegetables, flowers, and other plants. Throughout history, plants have been domesticated for various uses that include food production, medicine, and, like the lotus flower in ancient cultures, spiritual ceremonies. Many people today enjoy gardening as a hobby to grow and preserve their own food using methods that are thousands of years old. Age. Through a process called precession, alternating periods of low and high temperatures of the Earth's surface result in the contraction or expansion of polar ice sheets and glaciers. As the Earth rotates on its axis, a slight wobble occurs. It takes about 26,000 years to complete a full rotation of that wobble effect, which during that time, Earth's climate will naturally alternate between ice age cooling and climate warming periods. J. Jacobson's organ. Jacobson's organ is a patch of sensory cells in the main nasal chamber. It is designed to detect heavy moisture-borne odor particles. The organ helps snakes, amphibians, and mammals, including humans, to hunt and track their prey. Much evidence suggests this organ may also be involved in the detection of chemical signals related to aggression and territory. K. Keratin. Keratin is a fibrous protein forming the structural component of hair, claws, fingernails, and horns, like those of the kudu antelope from the southeast regions of Africa. Keratin can also be found in our organs, such as the liver. It has the very important job of protecting the liver from things like stress, but the proteins often mutate and can cause diseases like liver cirrhosis. L. Labyrinth. A labyrinth is a network of passages and dead-end paths meant to confuse and frustrate a traveler. Forming a maze, it is intended to make finding one's way difficult. Labyrinth designs are found on ancient coins from Crete, in art designs within the Hopi Indian culture in the southern United States, and across continents that had no connection to one another. Often called cities of turns, labyrinths were equated with ancient holy cities such as Jericho and Jerusalem. M. Magnet. Magnets contain molecules uniquely arranged so the electrons spin in the same direction. This creates north-south seeking poles capable of attracting pieces of iron. Lodestone is the only magnetite rock that's found in nature. Some people speculate the reason lodestones are magnetic in nature is because of lightning bolts striking them, causing them to become magnetized. N. Neon. Neon, along with other gases including helium, argon, krypton, and radon, make up the group known as noble gases. All noble gases conduct electricity, and as a result, they light up when an electric current runs through them. The color of the glowing light depends on the gas and voltage used. For example, krypton will be white-blue, helium will be pink in color, and radon will be orange-red. Oh, ophthalmology. Ophthalmology is a specialty within medicine, dealing with the diagnosis and treatment of eye disorders. Maharshi Sushruta lived in northern India around 800 BC and is considered to be one of the first surgeons in history. He described over 300 surgical procedures and specialized in removing cataracts. He believed that balancing the mind and body with proper nutrition, exercise, and rational thought was important for a person to maintain good health in life. P. Periodic elements. Periodic elements are atoms that have a specific number of protons. They are arranged in order of atomic number, usually in rows, so elements with similar atomic structure appear in vertical columns. Together, they make up the periodic table. It's used in physics and chemistry. Q. Questions. A question is a useful tool used to gain information on a particular subject. Science is all about asking questions and searching for knowledge. When did they build this? How old is that fossil? How many exoplanets are there? We should always continue to ask important questions and remember to keep an open mind to find answers. R. Rorschach. Rorschach is a psychological test in which a subject's perception of ink blots is recorded. and then analyzed using psychological interpretation. Swiss psychiatrist Hermann Rorschach developed the Rorschach ink blot test in 1921. He was known by his school friends as Klex, which means ink blot. Rorschach liked Klexography, a popular game among schoolchildren at the time, which consisted of filling a piece of paper with ink and then folding it, creating fun and interesting shapes and designs. Rorschach would later use this testing method in his psychological evaluations of his patients. Scuba. Scuba is an acronym for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. It is a device that allows a diver to breathe air underwater. Jacques Cousteau and Émile Gagnon created the first scuba technology in 1943, calling it the aqualung. It has led to advanced underwater exploration and discoveries. Thermometer. During the late 1500s, Italian inventor Galileo Galilei, among his many other inventions, he created a thermoscope that measured temperatures with the use of water. It was a glass tube with trapped air bubbles inside that would rise or fall with the outside temperatures. A few years later, Santorio, another Italian inventor, became the first person to put a number scale on the thermoscope, and temperatures could then be accurately observed. This later became the thermometer we use today. Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet rays are shorter wavelengths of light that cannot be seen with the human eye. The function of ultraviolet vision in birds is thought to be related to orientation, foraging, and signaling. The cones in the eyes of birds enable them to detect the ultraviolet light, which allows them to see colors that we can't see. Vaporization. Vaporization is a phase change in which the liquid state changes into the vapor state. The rate at which this happens varies due to several factors that include wind speed, temperature, and the surface area of an object. Vaporization increases the larger the surface area is. Weather. Weather occurs in the atmosphere due to rain, snow, wind, temperature, and barometric pressures. It changes depending on where you are located in the world. The study of weather is called meteorology, which is used to forecast patterns in different regions. Xylem. The term xylem refers to a specialized tissue in plants that transports water and nutrients from the roots to the rest of the plant. It is part of the plant's vascular system. As the nutrients in the soil are drawn into this plumeria plant through its roots, the birds, insects, and other animals will benefit from the nectar the flowers give. Eventually, it will be passed back into the soil in the form of decaying plants, insects, and animals for the worms and bacteria to break them down and start the process of life over again. Why? Yangsheng. Yangsheng is a practice that has its roots embedded in the Taoist philosophy and ancient traditional Chinese medicine. It is a means of self-cultivation that aims at supporting your health and longevity through simple daily practices. Zygomatic arch. Also known as the cheekbone, the zygomatic arch is a bone that connects the temporal bone of the midface and extends from the side of the skull and over the cheek. Anthropologists are able to use the arch to identify certain ancestral traits in that individual. In some ancestral groups, like Black and Caucasian, the arch will recede. The Asian ancestry has a more flared arch, which shows as higher cheekbones, giving the eyes the classic almond shape.